Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. All right. Jim Jordan. I haven't read on him in a while. And I think, just like in my Ted Cruz reading, I think Jim Jordan's overdue for a general reading. Looking at news with him, again, he's on the oversight committee that's bringing up the bogus impeachment inquiry against Joe Biden. The oversight committee is accusing the CIA of blocking the DOJ and the IRS from interviewing a fellow by the name of Morris, who I believe is a lawyer for Hunter Biden, with regard to their impeachment inquiry into Joe Biden and a loan that Mr. Morris gave Hunter Biden. The CIA wrote basically a letter back saying, without confirming or denying the existence of anything, we have not prevented the DOJ or IRS from interviewing anybody. And then the Republicans on this committee are pushing back. Yeah, they did, because that's their legal age limit or maturity level there. Also, Jim Jordan's warning parents on illegal aliens hiding in schools. This is just in reference to a school in New Mexico, a middle school in New Mexico, going on shutdown because some people crossing the border running from the police crossed a corner of the school campus. And when that strange activity was seen, the principal basically shut the school down until immigration or border patrol came in and apprehended the people that were trespassing on the school. That doesn't mean they're hiding in the school. They just happen to be crossing the border, allegedly, and running from the police or border patrol, allegedly, and crossed into the school grounds. That does not equate with hiding in schools unless you're hiding from the police. It's not like your kid's going to go open their locker and some boogeyman's going to jump out and go boo and I don't know what. What are they going to do next? Just fear-mongering for the sake of fear-mongering. But that's the Republican Party. Jim Jordan, what's up with him? I think the last I saw that the lawsuit was going to continue going forward with him, but I haven't read on him in a while. So, entertainment purposes only. I'm sure we'll be wildly entertained with Jim Jordan. This guy can't get his comeuppance fast enough. Again, entertainment purposes only. Spirit, what's generally going around with Jim Jordan these days? Well, there's some stuff going around with Jim Jordan these days. Here's your solar eclipse, or your lunar eclipse, as the case may be, with the moon card. Truths unrevealed, truths coming out, mystery, confusion. There's secrets, basically. Maybe secrets about Jim Jordan are about to be revealed. Secrets involving money. Secrets involving money, donations, and we got the Hanged Man. Looking at things differently or willing sacrifices. Money secrets coming out. Maybe, I was about to say, maybe creative interpretations of campaign finance and stuff like that. There was something in this article about the IRS that he was complaining. The IRS is having people spied on en masse because using AI, of course, because AI's got to be the new boogeyman, right? Because it's this mysterious thing that's going to undo us all, and it's right in the wheelhouse of the dystopian viewpoints of other Republicans. Now, mind you, that doesn't mean that AI couldn't be used for those purposes, because absolutely it would if the sociopaths like Jim Jordan ever got a hold of it. Okay, so there's some mystery behind him involving like money or exchanges of money. If we were to go back to the athletes, the Ohio State athletes on the wrestling team, This could be, a settlement being offered for them to make this case go away, type of thing. I don't know though, because I think one of the things that I wouldn't accept a settlement with Jim Jordan saying that he doesn't acknowledge guilt in it. I not those guys, not those guys at all. They want Jordan to hang for this. In the past is the Hierophant. Whatever this is involves big organizations. Again, it could be the Ohio State University. It could be Congress. It could be investigations. We could be talking about the whole Hunter Biden thing with this as well. The mystery behind, the loans given to Hunter Biden, the $6.5 million from Mr. Morris to Hunter Biden, but it can be explained. But there's also that willing sacrifice, this weirdness. So there's all sorts of different ways I can interpret this reading here. And I'll probably try and do all of them because that's kind of how I am. Current situation is the strength card, trying to present strength and mastery. Is he succeeding is the question. By the way, they got four major arcana out of 5 to begin this. Queen of Cups, keeping a lid on stuff, not letting information out. The lesson to be learned is the World card. This information is likely going to get out, and it's going to bring an end to a lot of things here. And then, oh God, and then the outcome is the 4 of Coins, holding on to information, holding on for dear life. Okay, if this was Hunter Biden, it's, secrets about the investigation that are coming out, or basically the mystery that they keep trying to do about it and the money around Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, it's unraveling. People are starting to see that there's no there because they keep saying where there's smoke, there's got to be fire, but all they're starting to see are smoke machines. Big investigation into it. Although the Republicans try and present a face of strength and mastery, this is like illusionary. There's nothing there. They haven't produced anything yet, and they still haven't produced anything yet. This investigation is going to end, and they're not going to have anything to show for it. If this was a lawsuit of Jim Jordan with Ohio State, it's about what Jim Jordan knows and hasn't revealed. And there's going to be offers from Jim Jordan or the school to try and settle this. Again, governments and schools and stuff like that. The school might think that they've got I think actually to me this is the students having a strong case. And the school understands the students have a strong case and they want to keep a lid on this case and bring it to an end. So they're going to try and basically buy their way out of it. I would be curious, though. Outcome is the 4 of Coins. It's possible that they secure a good deal for them where they don't have to admit fault. It's possible that the students continue on with their lawsuit and the university is going to fight it to try and save their money. The other thing that comes to mind, and this is in regards to, what was that story? The Alina Habba, where the school might try and limit their culpability, may not admit to wrongdoing or something like that to bring this to an end, but they exclude Jim Jordan from this plea deal that happens. And now Jim Jordan has to fend for himself. That could also, where he becomes he becomes the sacrificial lamb on that one. IRS spying on people. Oh, the IRS, they're looking at you during tax time. They're trying to collect more money from you. You can only squeeze poor people in the middle class so much. It's the wealthy that have the most to gain from cheating on their taxes. I heard an interesting statement made, and I cannot back it up because I've not actually done the research on it, but somebody posited that a lot of the January 6th folks that were at the insurrection also haven't been paying their taxes. They have, liens or IRS problems. So that could explain why they don't like the IRS, because the IRS is coming after them for not paying their taxes. That's a pretty simple explanation for, the paranoia and why stuff like this, where Jim Jordan saying, oh, the IRS is using AI to spy on you. It's going to resonate with people who haven't been paying bills, because it's going to scare the hell out of them, because they're already looking over their shoulder wondering if the IRS is going to show up to collect those taxes. And now you're using this mystery science, Theater 3000, AI to track them down and take their money and take their guns and stuff like that. So you got to push back against the IRS and defund the IRS. Doesn't that sound like fear mongering? We're talking about the IRS. Yeah, the big government IRS. Going to be using that AI to pull the gold fillings out of your mouth to make sure you pay every last dime in taxes. And it's a big tippy top secret. They can't let it out. But Jim Jordan's exposed it all to the world. So bury your money in the backyard, because Big Brother's looking for you. Yeah. There's all sorts of stuff going on with this dude. One spread, 3 different items going on with his life, 3 interpretations that can all line up. On the one hand, you can say, oh, tarot is a bunch of BS. Look, you can just make up answers for anything. Or you could say, yeah, it's funny how life is that all these different things that don't seem related actually overlay really, really well. So it's like the same lesson presented in 3 different ways. And again, what doesn't seem related, when I look at that spread, I can read it to you, and you can make that connection and follow that crumb trail just like I'm doing all the way around the horn. And all of them with those same cards, they all make sense because it's the same lesson that needs to be learned. He's got secrets about money and influence that he doesn't want let out there. That 4 of coins underneath, he's holding on to them tightly. That Queen of Cups on the top, trying to keep everything shut down. Remember how nervous he got when they were asking if he was in contact with Trump the day before and during the insurrection? That guy, I hope he was wearing an adult diaper, because he pulled an Adderall shuffle in his pants there. Oh my God. It was just like, wow. Sometimes it's really amazing when you catch somebody in a lie and you catch them on the spot and watch how they react. It's really, really interesting, especially when you know they're lying. Some people might say, oh, well, it wasn't lying. It's like, let's watch him under the guise, like, they know he's lying, and let's see how he reacts to it. Oh man, that's a person who should never play poker. The flop sweat was epic. Wow. Jim Jordan, how are his, let's look, how is his, I'm sure he's not being primaried in his district. How is Jim Jordan looking for the November 2022 election? 2022, good God, David. 2024 election. How is Jim Jordan looking for the November? Keep shuffling those cards, lest I get the answer for the 2022 election. Let's set the Wayback Machine, Mr. Peabody. November 2022. Forward, just grinding away his campaign, grinding forward. Now, mind you, Jim Jordan has a really good chance of being one of those unindicted co-conspirators or the next wave of January 6th arrests coming on. So we have the Chariot grinding forward here. This could be his campaign. This could be something else. Cross with the Hermit. I think what's saying is we're going to start getting closer to the election, and some truths are going to be revealed that Mr. Jordan is going to have to fight off. He's going to have to defend himself. This could be something as simple as you said you were going to impeach Biden and you didn't do it. But I have a hard time believing the Democrat in that district, Jim Jordan's district, would stand much of a chance in hell. Well, I can always do an open secrets. Hang on, let me take a look real quick here. And we're back. You'd think I'd do this research before I got started here, but I never know what the questions are. Okay, Jim Jordan was not opposed in the primary, so he was not primaried, and he has about $9 million in the bank. Tammy Wilson is the Democrat who won the primaries in Ohio District 4. She's got about less than $100,000 in the bank, more in the tens of thousands. So there's a bit of a cash discrepancy, shall we say. But yeah, the Jordan train's going to chug and plug along, but things are going to come out on Jordan, I believe, that he's going to have to defend himself. I think Jordan won that election 60-40 in the last time they ran. It's not that close a district. In the past, we got the Three of Wands. Waiting for your ship to come in. Actions that you took in the past in waiting for stuff to come in. It's almost like he knows something's coming. Some secret about him is about to be revealed, and he knows it's coming. Right around election time, too. He's asking how are things going to go for the election. This could just be him waiting to be reelected. He knows it's coming. But there's some fire energy around here. He certainly is fighting from a position of advantage in that district. Current situation is the King of Wands. Honestly, his campaign's going to steamroll forward despite what's revealed on him. He's fighting from advantage. He's waiting for the results to come in. He's going to get reelected. The King of Wands also does represent my Department of Justice card. So he's going to get reelected, but there can also be an ongoing investigation that's going to reveal things about what Mr. Jordan has done, maybe involving overseas interests that the DOJ is keeping an eye on and gathering information on him to build up a case that he won't be able to defend well against. Judgment. Yep, the voters have spoken. I do believe he's going to get in there. Hanged Man. Ooh, that's interesting. That was the card underneath in the other one. The lesson to be learned is the Hanged Man. Jim Jordan doesn't look at things in a new way. He might have done some things, again, that's going to sacrifice his career. Even though he gets reelected, this might be like the last time he gets reelected because his career's in the balance. Wow, involving money or lawsuits. Lots of money, hereditary DNA type stuff, but this could be lawsuits that are coming in. Or again, I think on the last reading I was talking about campaign finance. He's got a lot of money in his campaign. Again, he's got $9 million. His opponent doesn't even have $100,000. If this was an investigation, there's an ongoing investigation that's revealing items about Mr. Jordan, about things that he did in the past, probably dealing with overseas actions, and this investigation is going to put him on the defensive. The Department of Justice is aware of it. They're waiting for the moment that they can bring the case forward. And then they're going to bring Mr. Jordan in. Remember I was talking about flop sweat and stuff like that? Oh, this guy is just going to roll. How to put this? I wrestled my freshman year in high school. My brother wrestled his senior year in high school. I did all right. I was 14 years old. I got thrown all over the place. I won some matches, but I got thrown around a lot. wrestling is, the manly sport, manly men doing manly things. But it's just interesting to watch somebody, and Jordan's a wrestling coach, so it probably means he wrestled. He was probably pretty good at it. Especially if you're an assistant wrestling coach at Ohio State University, which is a big Division I school. They don't hire a bunch of schmoes for those jobs. So, big, strong, manly man doing manly things. And watching him get caught out and just like devolving into a tearful 8-year-old is just the dichotomy. He hides this really scared persona underneath his rolled up sleeves, I do an honest day's work BS image that he's got. There's a bunch of money here. There's a bunch of money here that they're looking into. It's not necessarily insurrection case stuff, but there's a bunch of money stuff that's involving Jim Jordan that's going to be coming out, and he's going to be on the defensive. It may not come out before the election. It may come out after the election, but I think they're investigating him for money issues. A lot of money issues. And this somewhat aligns with that Ohio State reading, too. Okay. So Jim Jordan's maybe going to go through some things. It's early. We're only in early April, and we're talking November, so we're talking 7 months from now. If there's investigations into Jim Jordan involving money, could you give a little more background? I'm really holding my breath on this one because I do not want to see one particular card, which would be the Six of Cups. That's the one I do not want to see. It's kind of the card that sort of pops up when there's child sex trafficking going on. And, I got a mild vibe on it when I was reading that first spread with the Six of Coins. And it may not be, well, that could be just, Six of Coins could also be trafficking, human trafficking. All right, let's see. What is this case looking like? If there is an investigation into him, what is it looking like? A little more information on that. Seven of Cups, lack of integrity. Okay, so if it's a money case, lack of integrity, a campaign finance would be all about that. I got this $9 million I'm sitting on. Nobody's going to miss it if I... Yeah. Nobody's going to miss it if I spend $50,000 on a podium right at the same time me and my girlfriends are going to a wedding in France. Sarah Huckabee. Yeah, it's his Sarah Huckabee Sanders moment probably coming on here. Cross with the Chariot. Yeah, I think it's lack of integrity to do with his campaign, and probably the finances raised during his campaign. Magician card, manifestation, illusion, and delusion. I think somebody's been cooking the books. It's like, I've got all these things on the table. This is my stuff. I can do with it as I please. And you can't do that with campaign funds. There's money stuff here. It involves a lack of integrity. Oh, the truth is going to come out on that. It's going to be exposed. Investigative reporting or something along those lines is going to expose his lack of integrity. Yeah, involving money. Involving money and communications with money. It could be anything from like insider trading to more insider trading. They accuse Nancy Pelosi of that. But, he could be acting on information that he has as a congressperson to make a buck. Messaging involving money. Or it could be that somebody's a whistleblower and is coming forward with what he did. Oh, Lordy. Wow, how very Trumpian of you. Oh, stuff he did in service of Trump for things of value. Can you imagine if Jim Jordan paid his $2 million for a pardon? Just saying. Entertainment purposes only. There's no evidence that happened. But it's something to do with Trump, MAGA, Trumpism, and the general corruption that seems to permeate the Trump administration and the MAGA movement. Lots of money, lots of money, lots of money. Page of Pentacles. It's like how he's enriched himself through illicit means and lack of integral means to make himself wealthy. You know, it's funny. He wants to defund the IRS. This could be the IRS coming after him. Oh, wouldn't that be glorious? Out comes the Fool card, beginning a new phase of his life. I do believe we got the Chariot, the Sun card, the Devil, the Fool, and the Magician underneath here. First two cards in the deck. Something's going to come out about him and money, like how he's been scamming money or illegally enriching himself, shall we say. And it's going to be something that either the IRS gets or the ethics committee gets. That's going to cut him loose. It's going to be his undoing. Timing is not always the greatest with tarot, but I would guess after the election, now as we get to 2025, 2026, post-election and before the next election, there's probably going to be some information coming out about self-enrichment, illegal self-enrichment by Jim Jordan. And, kind of like Bob Menendez with the gold bars and stuff like that. But it's going to come out, for all we know, the Department of Justice already knows about it. But I think it's going to get tied to the January 6th investigation, or it's going to come out as a result of the January 6th investigation. But do not expect Jim Jordan to be reelected in 2026. I think he's going to get there in 2024 quite handily, honestly. But after that, I'm not so sure. I wouldn't put money on that horse at this point. We'll leave it here. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I do appreciate it. Thank you for your likes, shares, comments, everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so that my video makes it out to a wider audience. To folks discovering this channel recently or for the first time, welcome to the channel. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.